Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Okay, Sonali, so let's start with you. First up, how did Share the Load movement start? What urged Ariel to be the brand to speak about gender disparity at home?
That's a great question. Firstly, a good evening to all of you, and thank you for taking the time to come to this event. Actually, Ariel is a brand which has always been associated with progress. Actually, very early in the 90s when it was launched. Very early when it was launched in the 90s, early 90s, it was the first laundry brand which actually featured husbands doing laundry. And we always know the product. The product is great. And with Ariel, actually, anybody can get really great laundry results, right? Whether it's your son, it's your husband. But what we really thought was in today's world, brands have come a little bit further than just about selling the product and the product benefit. Brands such as Ariel have a huge influence on the society. And they need to be, I think it's a moral obligation almost, when you are that powerful or influential as a brand, to be a force for good, to make a change in the society and use that influence to actually make a change. So that spirit is what actually got Ariel to start from the laundry, but really take the conversation closer home and talk about disparity at home.
Wonderful, wonderful job done there, and I think the ad film, which we will see a little later in the course of the evening, speaks about something which is so significant, and the fact that brands can put their might behind creating social change is so significant. Josie, next question for you. Would you throw some deeper light on the issue of conditioning and prejudice that Sonali spoke about? What has the Share the Load journey been like?
In terms of what, the perspective, or what do you mean by?
Okay. So let me rephrase that. How did this idea spring to your mind? What started this? What triggered this in you?
Okay, great. So I don't work alone. I work with a wonderful team who's sitting there. I work with amazing people like Sonali. And the beautiful thing about our process is that normally you say in an ad agency, it's about, oh, the client gave you a brief. So it's not about that. It's about a briefing, which is that you don't just say some transactional brief. It's a sort of circular process of discussion. Okay, so that's where it began in 2015. And we always say that content is king, but context is King Kong. Yeah. So for us, it was about the context. And there was that moment in time when we felt that a brand, as Sonali said, could make a difference. And we found this very interesting sort of fact or research point, which said that Indian men were probably among the lowest in helping out in household chores. And we said, maybe we guys as a brand could help make a difference, because laundry, that's the easiest way to start. And so we did this campaign which said, why is laundry only a woman's job? So it was a question. It was a question that was open for debate. Because who are we to say this is it? We said, let's create a platform for the world to exchange notes. And when we did that, we got an incredible response, and we knew we had touched something deep.
Wow. Massive research went into it as well.
Yes,
So since Ariel has been working on this idea on a Share the Load theme for a while, how far do you think the change has come from 2015 when you first launched the initiative?
Yeah, actually we started the first film in around 2014-15, and we actually at that time we did a survey, as Josie pointed out, and what we wanted to assess is what is the social sentiment, what's really happening out there. So we went to 4 cities. We had Nielsen, actually not we, but we commissioned a survey from Nielsen. They went and they checked that 79% of the men then thought that household chores were only a woman's job. So 79% आदमी जो हैं वो ये ऐसे सोचते थे कि घर का काम सिर्फ औरतों का काम है उस समय 2014 में जब ये हमने सर्वे कराया था नीलसन से ये हमने रिपीट कराया we repeated this survey in 2016 at that time the number was 63% and we did it right now and the number of men who thought that laundry is only a woman's chore is actually now 52%. So you can see there is a significant change, right? Significant change. I'm very happy that there is a campaign like this, and there have been many others who've joined actually the cause. We're not now the only brand, we started it, but there are many others who've joined this cause. And it has made a change. It's a slow change. Even now we are clapping, but imagine 52% of the men in India still think that laundry is only a woman's job. So there's a lot more that we have to really accomplish going forward.
Yeah. Josie, why do men evade household chores? Why?
It's sounding like very personal, huh? The way you said it. Yeah? Can you hear me without a mic? Wow.
Josie, why? Why do men evade household chores? You answer on behalf of all the men today.
Yeah, with bowed head and humble sort of vibes. Well, I mean, it's really something that we began in 2016. You know, when we spoke about 2015, 14, it was really stating the condition. And then what we did was we looked at the root cause. And the root cause was the conditioning, like where we're coming from. And you realize that you're coming from everything that you see in your home. And what we try to do with both what we did in 2016 and today is revisit that conditioning and see that with that, you know, awareness of that conditioning, can we change things? Can we rearrange things? Can we point to that conditioning, create some enlightenment and revelation in the people who are responsible, maybe, you know, in their own way, not meaning to hurt anyone, and say, listen, there's another way to do it. So it's really that. So it's deep-rooted in our conditioning, which is over several centuries. And slowly, PNG is trying to change that. Yeah, so that's really what it is. I don't know. Maybe I should be saying I rather than we. God knows.